Yo, what's happening, everybody? Matt Bell here at Electric Violin Shop, coming to you with another Wednesday live stream. We got a special guest for you today. We got Mr. Wickam, the Fiddler, is going to be here.
Woo!
I found him. We went out to lunch and we swung by and got some frosty beverages. So this should be an entertaining live stream for everyone, at least for us, if not for you. So thought what we do today is I'm always doing these reviews where I'm playing these violins for you guys and telling you what I think. And I thought it'd be fun. he was in here like all morning playing all this stuff, but he, before today, had not played any of these instruments before. So he's going to play just about everything we got on the wall behind us. And I just going to give you another perspective on this. So yeah, come on in, Vi.
Hi, Matt.
How's it going, man?
I'm doing good. Woo!
Just popped in from Colorado.
Yes, just flew in, and boy, are my arms tired.
All right. So yeah, tell people who you are and what you're about. We got your website. Should be coming up soon. Can we do that? What?
Booyah.
Oh,
look at that. You're amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's like magic. I'm Vi Wickam. I am a fiddler. I live in Colorado, and this is my first time at the Electric Violin Shop. Thank you to Matt for having me out here to join in the fun of this crazy place. And I have a new album out.
Yeah.
As of the 1st of this month. You can check it out. It's called Swingin' at the Savoy. Or Savoy for those of you who are not French.
It's very fancy.
It's very fancy. Savoy, Savoy, Savoy. So it's me and Paul Anastasio, Albany Filletta, and Ben Fox, and it's all swingy kind of jazzy tunes. Lots of fun. No electric violin on
What?
it, but we do have octave violin. Octave violin is cool too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm here to enjoy the fun of trying out all these violins. So, which one should I try first?
I don't know.
Matt?
Grab one, and we'll you play it, and I'll sort of educate people a little bit about the instrument, but they can hear what it sounds like.
Jeez. All right, I'm gonna start with this one.
So this is a Zeta Strados Modern, and I do not have all the prices for these things up, so don't ask. But they're on our website, electricviolinshop.com. And but this is the Zeta Strados Modern. This is one of the only 4-strings you're going to play today.
Okay. And
normally you're a 4-string guy. Yeah.
Normally this is a Line 6 Relay G10 wireless unit.
Yep. And then he's going to run into a Fishman Loudbox Artist, and we've got a mic in the room. Duh, you can hear us talking.
What?
And then
Mike?
he's also technology. He's also running. We've got a line coming direct out of the Artist, so you're hearing a little bit of direct sound and a little bit of mic sound. It's pretty much what you would hear in a room if you're going to be in a room with this thing. So
when you say Strados Modern, what does that mean?
So the Strados is the name of the pickup, and then so that's the Strados pickup, and then Modern is the shape of the body.
Okay.
So hoo-ah. And then he's going to be playing a Kotobo Marquis bow.
I really like this Kotobo Marquis. If you buy one, use my name. Say Vi Wickam told me to buy a Kotobo Marquis, and they will give you a discount.
And they will give him a brownie.
They will give me all your money. No, I'm just kidding. They won't do that. But they will give you a 15% discount if you say Vi Wickam sent me to buy this Kotobo Marquis. So that would be cool. 15% is like $175 off. That's money. All right, so. Well, this is an interesting violin. I feel like it's kind of a medium speed response. The tone is, I would consider kind of like, it's not really trebly or bassy. It's kind of moderate as far as the, I mean, it's kind of moderate across the board. It's not like really, you know, some of these violins I've played earlier today are really fast responding or a little slower. And this feels kind of middle of the road. So I think it's pretty.
That is pretty.
It is a pretty violin, and I think that it plays pretty nice. I might adjust the bridge down a little bit. You know, it feels a little...
Which on these is easy because there's
Yeah.
you can adjust it yourself. You don't have to carve any wood.
It's got a little
Grab
Allen
tools.
wrench, a little Allen wrench thing here on the sides of the bridge. I don't
can use
know
a
that
tool.
you can see it right now. Yep, use your tools.
Like a chimpanzee could do it.
Yep, maybe.
Fiddle player, maybe. Chimpanzee for sure.
Perfect. Yeah, so
It's the Zeta Strados Modern.
there we go. He disappeared. What happened? Where'd he go?
All right, what do you want to play next?
Well, I think I should try the other Zeta.
The other Zeta.
The more fancier Zeta.
So the bridge on this is the jazz bridge. And so you see the jazz bridge there.
Look at
And
that.
then this is
They're
the classic
isolated
body.
and MIDI capable. So this one has a MIDI jack on the side of it, which
Indeed.
tell them what does MIDI do?
MIDI gives you headaches. No, MIDI allows you to send a digital signal to the GR55 synthesizer, and yeah, it allows you to convert your sound to digital, so you can sound like a piano. You can sound like a piano or a saxophone or any of those instruments, or you can do synth stuff. Triggering is. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Triggering is a whole thing.
Like with backing tracks and things like that?
No, like triggering the sounds. Like the computer has to
triggering
know. The
a
computer has to
computer
know
sound.
that a note has started. And it's, you know, we'll get into that another time, but it's...
Well, this is really nice. I like this one a lot. The first thing I notice is that it plays easier than the Stratos. So like everything, the response is faster and it requires less pressure from my bow hand. It's a beautiful playing instrument. It really makes me think about how long Zeta has been making electric violins, and that in this violin they've really polished off all the rough edges, you know. So I presume this one's more expensive than that other one.
Yeah, it is. The necks, man, I love the necks on those things.
Yeah,
They're great
it
to
plays beautifully, and also it's laid out like the strings are right where I expect them to be. They're really easy. You know, there's no like, as a 4-string player naturally or normally, going to the 5-string was really easy on this violin. Some of the other ones feel a little less comfortable, you know, and I think that it has to do with the amount of arc or radius that's on the neck, and you know, but just the action on it feels great. The response is great. This is a really nice violin.
Yeah. Super, super nice. So this is the Zeta Jazz Classic.
So jazz is the bridge
Yep.
and pickup, and classic is the shape.
Yep. Hooah! Yeah, talk a little bit about 5 strings. For you, you're normally a 4-string player.
Yeah, I'm normally a 4-string player, and having that 5th string, it feels a little weird. And specifically where the D string is because the D string is kind of in between where the D and the A would normally be.
It's weird to have a middle string.
It is. There's a middle string, and at Asta, when we were hanging out and I was playing some of the violins you had there, I played some 6 strings or a couple 6-string violins at, I don't remember if it was your booth, Mark's booth, or just someone had one that they let me play. But the 6-string ones felt a little more natural to me, even though the string spacing is tighter than the 5-string because there's not a middle string.
Yeah. It does take a little while to get used to.
But, it makes it really easy to play down a 5th and play songs that I would play, normally in A, I'll play them in D, or if it's D, I'll play it in G, and it feels good still.
Man, I love that low string.
Yeah. And
I play a 6, man. I just... Like, the C is cool, but I even need more.
Gotta have the F string.
Effing string.
But I really like the low string, as an additional thing. And I find that very often with acoustic violins, the C string doesn't sound very full or rich. And playing these electrics, I don't have that experience. Most of them, really balance well with the other strings, and I think the fact that it's electric has a lot to do with it, that you're not trying to resonate a box.
Right, you're not dependent on the body of the instrument as much.
Yeah. All right, what are we going to play next?
We can just keep going down the line.
All right, we'll go down the line. This is the
That's
Yamaha.
pretty organized. It's really organized, actually, but it's cool. We can do organized.
No, can't do that. I will have none of that. No organized here. All right, tell us about, what is this?
So this is an Aurora Silhouette. They make 2 different body styles.
It's not a Borealis?
That's right. It's not boring at all. These are made in Brazil. This is specifically, the Silhouette is the one that Brian King Joseph plays. He's the one that came in second on America's Got Talent 2 years ago. And speaking of Brian, my interview with him is coming out on the Rockstar Violinist podcast later this week.
This also plays really nicely.
It does. Yeah.
Plays really nicely, and I like the tone of it. It's got a really kind of silky round tone. It's a very different tone. This is one of the things that surprised me today, is how much variation in tone there is between 2 violins that are all electric. I did not expect quite so much. But
this is why you got to own like 8 of them. This is why guitar players have so many guitars. And that's the thing, you're like, why does this guitar player got all these guitars? Because they're all different. So when people ask us, hey, what's the best violin? You go, well, there isn't a best. Really, I mean, it's...
The one that I want to sell you right now. Hey, cousin! Raining Blood by Slayer. Do you know Raining Blood by Slayer?
Probably.
Well, this one is not quite as clear tone-wise as the Zeta Jazz, but it's got a nice kind of silky round tone that's... it's also like the jazz. It's very even across, even across the strings, which I think the Strados wasn't quite as even tone-wise from string to string. So I think that is my other observation, and it's kind of cool to have an acrylic, ring around it. Like,
yeah, they do look cool,
kind of fancy.
And that's the thing. There's so many different looks and so many different sounds that each person's going to be like, oh, that one really resonates with me.
I like,
and that one, not so much.
Yeah,
it's cool. There's more for other people.
This is interesting and cool. I like it. All right, what are we going to try next?
I don't know. Whatever you want to do, man. Now we're
right,
not orderly. We got to remember.
Now that I disordered everything.
Now we just got to use
everything all off.
We can use our memories.
Because that's what I do. Memories. Oh, I should try one. Let's try this one.
Yeah, the NS. Hey, I wore my NS shirt today. Ned Steinberger's biography just came out. So if you're a Ned Steinberger fan, and you should be, you can check out his biography. Just came out, and I don't know where to find it. I didn't memorize all that, but if you go to NS Design's website, I think thinkns.com, you should be able to find information. So they make 3 different levels of violins, NS does. The bottom level, entry level, is the WAV. And the way I remember it, it's reverse alphabetical order. So it's the WAV, and then the NXT, and then the CR. So this is the WAV.
This is the WAV.
The entry level. And you can tell it's got 2 knobs. And then the NXT has 2 knobs and a switch. And then the CR has 3 knobs and a switch. So the more gizmos there are, the more money you pay for them, because gizmos are expensive.
Because gizmos sometimes are awesome.
So this is the entry level. What are your thoughts? This is like a $650, $700 violin.
I think for $650 or $700, this would be a great instrument. Like, it's clearly not as fancy of an instrument as that Zeta Jazz violin. I mean, like, it doesn't respond quite as fast. It's the tone isn't quite as clear and rich. But it's very nice. It plays easy. That was one of the things I noticed, is that, like, the left hand plays really nice and easy, and the radius of the fingerboard is also very appropriate. It doesn't feel awkward at all. It's pretty light. It's not uncomfortable here, which is also. Sometimes I've played electric violins that are really heavy, and feels like I'm going. Ooh. But I think for $650 or $700, this is a great instrument. I don't think 5 years ago, like, something like this would even be available in that price range.
They made an instrument like this, so they moved production. They used to make these in China, and they moved their production to India.
Okay.
About 4 or 5 years ago, 5 years ago maybe, and the quality of the instruments went up like a lot. So if you're looking on the used market and you find one of these, you want to make sure whether it's a Chinese one or an Indian one. The Indian ones are significantly better.
That's a good thing to know.
It is a good thing.
I wouldn't have known that.
And now
that's
you
why
do.
I talked to the expert here, Matt Bell. He's the pro. All right, so
Yeah, cool violin.
it is. Well, it seems appropriate to play the other NS next, though.
Yeah. So this is the CR. This is the big dog.
This one feels lighter, though, like in the neck.
Like technically, it's probably heavier.
I wonder if it's the balance of it.
It's a 4-string.
It's a 4-string.
That's why.
Because it is lighter.
And it's fretted, so maybe you can give your impressions of the fretted after you play it.
It's a lot louder. Wow, frets are kind of a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different experience having frets. And what's weird is, like, I can slow, and it doesn't do the guitar fret thing where,
Right.
I guess if I press harder, then
If you death grip it, it won't.
I've got to go even harder than that.
Yeah.
You got to press really
You got to
hard.
death grip it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I wouldn't even think of pressing that hard.
No.
That's just not right.
Why do you want to work that
Why
hard?
would you press that hard?
I
You
got into
trying to
music
hurt?
because I'm lazy.
You trying to hurt your left hand? Jeez.
Who wants to work that hard?
No, I think this is it's very nice tone. It's a different quality of tone from the Zeta and from the Aurora. Like it's a round kind of sound. It's not super clear, but it's not, it's not silky. It's good, but it's kind of, as far as tone goes, it's strong, and it's got some guts behind it, and I think more so than a number of the other ones I've played. It's got some punch. It plays easy. I think the frets are especially probably useful if you're going to do things like playing octaves, because octaves are really hard to hit in tune. I mean, like,
Especially on a loud stage.
yeah, if you're on a loud stage and you got drums pounding behind you, and you can hardly hear yourself, and you want to play octaves, like, good luck being in tune, unless you've got in-ear monitors, and
Right.
Hopefully you do, but you might not. So
Or sometimes the battery goes out.
yeah. I mean, you're either going to be right in tune, or you'll be a half step off. You're not going to be just a little bit off.
What we were talking about before, too, is that frets are not magic. Because you can slide over them, it's very possible and easy, I can show you, to play a fretted violin out of tune. So it's possible to play them out of tune, but you can feel them under your fingers, and it just really gives you a sense of security.
See, hear that?
Yeah.
It is kind of hard to play.
It's a little harder, but it's It's possible to play them out of tune.
yeah.
I can do it.
Believe me, if anybody has the skills to do it.
To play one out of tune, it's me. A lot of practice.
But you can slide on it,
Yeah.
even
And
with
vibrato.
the frets. Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa.
I guess you can't use it to play Bach then. If you can vibrato, they're no good for Bach.
You can't play vibrato on Bach. Not allowed.
It's
Not
strictly
allowed.
prohibited. Hey, speaking of teaching, you
Yeah.
do a lot of teaching.
I do.
I'm looking at the thing on your sleeve. Tell them about
My
your
Talent
teaching website.
Forge.
Yeah.
So I have a online music school called mytalentforge.com, and we have currently over 700 music lessons available, centered around violin and fiddle music primarily. We got a few viola, a few mandolin, guitar, tenor guitar lessons, but mostly fiddle music and centered around that kind of piece of the world. So if you're wanting to learn some fiddle tunes, some crazy fiddle tunes from me and 7 or 8 other great teachers, we'd love to have you join. I will, in the next hour, create a coupon code for the Electric Violin Shop that if you sign up with coupon code EVS, I'll give you a 20% discount on your subscription forever. 20%.
20%.
And I just made that up.
That's crazy.
I know, but you got to give me an hour after we're done here to get that created.
That's like the 68% of statistics that are made up right on the spot.
68% of statistics totally made up right on the spot. All right.
Including that one. So
what's this
The
one?
MSI, yeah.
MSI.
Beautiful red
It
instrument.
is pretty.
Red is beautiful, says the redhead guy. So Dan Maloney, the guy that makes MSI violins, used to work for Zeta, which is why maybe this instrument reminds you of a Zeta.
A little bit.
Similar shape. But
It's very modern looking.
very, very much like the modern body from Zeta, but
a
different
little
bridge,
different.
different feel.
It's got kind of a curvy indentation around here that's
Yeah.
very pretty.
They're nice instruments, and these come with the Whitner pegs too.
The precision, planetary precision pegs.
Indeed. That was tasty, man. I like that.
Thanks. This is a pretty instrument. Man, you got to see the wood on this.
Oh,
It's
it's so
just
nice.
gorgeous.
It's hard with these studio lights, but
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, really, like lots of flaming maple. It's just really, really a beautiful instrument. It sounds good. It's a little more trebly sounding than the NS or the Aurora. It's very clear tone-wise. It plays really nice. Like this is also a 4-string model though, so it's a little more like what I'm used to. I think it's cool how this is like
headstock is cool. Yeah.
tapered at the headstock and kind of looks like a flying V or something.
I feel like you were playing a bunch of harmonics and stuff on that. I feel like harmonics just project
Really?
so much more on an electric than they do on an acoustic.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like, you don't even have to try. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like I can play so lightly on this violin, and it really speaks.
This one is a MSI.
MSI. by, what's the guy's name?
Dan Maloney. Is
Dan
the guy that makes it.
Maloney.
Yep.
Maloney.
If you go to our website, electricviolinshop.com, you can search by manufacturer, and MSI is one of the manufacturers.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's a sweet looking bridge too. I don't know if they can see the bridge.
It's got a really cool cut in the bridge, which it's kind of
Yeah.
hard to see like that, but
Yeah.
there you go. That's a pretty good angle of it.
So you're discovering the same struggles I have every week. Like, how do I show you? Like,
How do
I can see this.
How do I angle this violin?
I can see this thing is smoking hot.
Look at
and
it.
You guys
Isn't it awesome?
just take my word for it. It's beautiful. Buy 3 of them.
I will buy them all. Well, how about this thing? What,
Yeah, the bridge.
What is this thing?
Bridge
Look at this
violins.
crazy thing.
Made in the UK. So you might think that this is a very futuristic looking headstock, but I say thee nay.
Nay,
it's actually
tis not.
Tis not. It's actually old school, very, very old school, and
Like
2 brownie points.
12.
2 brownie points to anybody that can tell me where this headstock design came from.
I'm gonna guess. Is it a lute?
Well, I don't know. Chris is gonna have to tell me.
Chris,
Chris is
Chris.
a smart one.
It's from a Stradivari Viola da Gamba.
Oh,
A Stradivari Viola da Gamba. In case you didn't get that, I don't have a mic on Chris for a lot of reasons.
All the reasons.
all the reasons.
Um,
Wait,
you got your wireless? Where'd it go?
what was
It's
the
still on the
last?
side of the MSI. This is my other struggle. It's
Aha!
not like I'm always losing wirelesses and
Wait,
shoulder rests.
Hold
Like
on.
they're all over the
This
place.
one requires this.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Well, because of the
Oh, the geometry.
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 Pop! Pop
All right.
goes.
So this carbon fiber and Kevlar body on this, like you won't know, but you can feel it under your chin. Sometimes you do need that F.
I needed the F string. Wow. Yet again, a very different experience of playing. I have to put a little more energy in this to get it to respond. And, you know, when it responds, it's almost like it's got a little bit of
Oh, it hit F string.
oh yeah.
Yeah, they make F. So I play a 6 string, and it has an F string. Then they make a 7 string that has a low B flat too. So
What?
we don't have any 6s in the shop right now, or 7s, unfortunately. You guys bought them all, so I don't get
Better
to play with them.
restock.
That's right.
Time to restock.
So yeah, we've got a bunch of them on order, but yeah, it's a
So-
very different feel. I think you have to put more energy in it because
Yeah.
the body, you've got to move that body.
Got to vibrate the body, and I
Mm-hmm.
can feel the body of it vibrate, kind of like playing an acoustic.
It does.
It almost sounds like there's distortion on it from the get-go. You know, that's kind of what made me want to
Oh,
play
I'm play some
rock.
Cantini. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm sure it can be played.
There's some of those high frequency artifacts.
Yeah, it's got some of that, like, a little bit of an edge built into it that makes me want to, like,
Rock
get
out,
grungy with it.
yeah. Somebody's asking for some rock. Yeah. This is one of the few violins with a headphone jack on it. It's got a headphone
Oh.
jack on the side for
Look
silent
at that.
practice.
I didn't even
Yep.
know about that. How fancy is
Yeah,
that?
it's very fancy.
It is so fancy. You will want one of these today. Only $19.99.99.
Pardon me, can I have some Grey Poupon? Only people of a certain age will get that joke.
Yes.
Um,
But it's interesting. It's like it plays very differently.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 5-string and has the low C.
for a 5, it's got a pretty small neck.
Yeah, the neck feels pretty comfortable to
Mm-hmm.
me. I gotta say that the 5-string jazz violin I think felt more comfortable. But you know, like for someone who's not used to a 5-string, it felt fine. You know,
Yeah.
it didn't bother me at all.
So there are pretty much standard dimensions for 4 strings. I'm like they
Yeah,
publish
right.
these dimensions. For 5 strings, everybody sort of makes their.
They do it a little different.
Everybody does it a little different. So this one, they keep the neck a little smaller and they just put the string spacing a little tighter.
Right.
For some, they go with a bigger neck and they stretch the strings out. So do you want a small neck or do you want 4-string spacing? And
Right.
you know,
Or do you
each
want
manufacturer
something
sort of
in
does it different.
Do you want it something in between where it's a little bit bigger neck
Right.
with, you know, slightly tighter spacing,
Right.
which
Everybody
Yeah.
does it a little different, and that's the cool thing about 5 strings is that, well, you know, they're all different.
all right.
I'm aging you. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Megan, she must have got my old people
Megan-
joke. Yeah.
You know, it's okay. I got it too.
Some Grey Poupon.
Oh,
Oh, the
ForteVio.
ForteVio. Oh, so apparently we're
what's
taking
the
requests
ForteVio? Oh, this is cool.
This is a cool
one-
violin.
This, like, it's got a steampunk kind of look to it, and
It's not the Rona.
it's actually it's got like this crazy. There's like a sound post in the middle here, you know, underneath here, and the jack is right there underneath the bridge, and it really it looks like a violin that somebody took a saw and cut the sides off, but it's in a very cool way.
Like an angry toddler.
Yes, like an angry electric violinist.
We don't need all this.
Why do I need that?
Hand me a saw.
All right. And this is the ForteVio.
Yes, sir. Made in the UK, just like the bridge is made in the UK. Also, this made in the UK.
Which is like the good song, the big song, the strong song.
Look.
Forte is strong.
double stops out of tune. It can't be me. It's got to be the middle.
Not possible.
It's always reassuring when you hear double stops out of tune. You're like, what? And you play the open strings, like, yeah,
that's why.
It wasn't me.
But wow, this one really kind of shakes my shoulder when I play the C and the G.
It's got a little thump to it.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. This is, not only is it a beautiful instrument, but the tone on the low strings is exceptionally clear. It responds nicely.
It's fat without being muddy.
Yeah, and it plays a lot like an acoustic violin too. Like this is kind of in between.
Well, Valentin has been a luthier for a long time and has made a lot of acoustic violins too. So this is not his first rodeo.
Yeah, it responds nicely, but the response is a little bit round feeling. It's not as punchy as the NS is punchy on the response, and this is really crisp. The Zeta is really crisp, the jazz on the response, and this is like it's fast but round. Which you can hear the click on the higher string. But the low strings really shine on this one. The C and the G, I think, may sound better than any of the other ones I've played here.
It's got some fatness.
Yeah, it's fat and round and smooth. Is that a Barbera bridge or his custom?
No,
one?
that's his bridge.
This is his bridge.
And in fact, this is his. He's got those new bridges are the same pickup technology, but they've got a little wheel on them where you can raise and lower them, like they got on the basses. A lot of times you see. I don't know why I have to show people on a bass. You can't just say bass. You have to move your arms like this.
And then you can do.
They've got the little wheel, so yeah, you can raise and lower the bridge. Which, if you're one of those guys who would rather jack with stuff than play it.
Yeah. But so these are about $1 million, right?
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly $1 million.
Somewhat less.
And worth every penny.
Somewhat less. These are not inexpensive fiddles, but
it's really nice. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, they're very nice. And I don't have the prices memorized, but you can look on our website, electricviolinshop.com.
Electricviolinshop.com.
There you go. Yeah, the wheel design's cool.
Yep. All right. Let's try a different one. There you go, sir.
All right. What next? What do you want to play next?
How about this one here? This looks interesting.
Yeah, the EVL.
The electric violin.
Electric violin luthiery.
Oh.
EVL.
The electric violin luthiery.
Is this
violin.
one we needed the adapter for, or is it? No, it's going now.
Oh no, it's not. Oh.
It keeps popping out. Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I got this. So tell me about this guy.
So this is these are American made in New York, and this is the lowest cost instrument you're going to find with a Barbera pickup on it.
So the Barbera pickup is really nice.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
It's the meatiest, thickest, probably most complex sounding pickup. Generally, I personally like having a volume knob on a Barbera, so I can back them off just a little bit and sweeten them up some. This instrument doesn't have a volume knob. It's like bare bones. Like this instrument is, the whole point here is to get a low-cost instrument with a Barbera. So it's lightweight, it's low cost. You lose the volume knob, but you still got that fat Barbera sound.
love this tone.
Yeah.
Now, on the left hand, I think it's the curvature of the neck is a little more than I'm used to. And so I feel like the C string's a little low and the E string's a little low for my liking. You know, I mean, it probably makes it easier to hit the strings cleanly if you're, you know, if you're having trouble with that. But for me,
I like mine a little flatter. I like a little less radius.
a little less radius would be nice. And I understand what you're saying as far as like the tone. I think I love the tone, but I think if you were able to turn the volume down a touch, it would have a little less edge to it, which having that possibility would be handy. But it sounds, I love this, you know. I mean, it's super meaty, super clean. Like that's a beastie tone right there.
I memorized prices, but as I recall, this is several $100s less than you're going to touch a Barbera on anything else.
It's only $500,000. Only $500,000 for you today. Only 750,000.
That's right. Special price for the pretty lady.
Oh, for you, double.
So I was like, when I'm in a market somewhere, they're like, special price for you. I'm like, I don't want the special price.
No.
I want the regular price.
Yeah, I think the tone is really like the extraordinary thing about this one. And I do like it that you could put a different chin rest on it. Some of these, some electric violins have a fixed, like screwed on chin rest. And on this one, you could put whatever.
Any center mount.
Any center mount chin rest, which I actually like the Whitner center mount that has the, you know, the chin holder in the middle like this.
So you can clamp on
So I can, well, you know, so I don't have to be like this. Why can't I see straight down the neck? Oh, that's why.
Oh, okay. You like your.
I like
head
to
in the
see
center.
right down the middle. Yeah. So, you know, but there's a really nice violin, and you know, I can see that you know, probably those finer points like the volume adjustment. Yeah, it does have a fat sound. That's right, Debbie. Right on the money. Super. Some of the fine tuning that you get with something like this Zeta Jazz that you miss out with this, but you know, you're making up for it by getting a really, really nice instrument for not very much money.
Right.
Which there's something to be said for that.
You know, if you're a musician and budget is a thing for you.
Because you're a musician.
Because you're a...
And obviously for all of us, budget is a real thing.
Some budgets are larger than others, but everybody's
But it's still
got
a
one.
budget.
Yeah. What
let's
else?
see. Well, we've got that Glasser right there. That's an interesting
You can play this
thing.
without even plugging it in to start, and then I'll run you a cable.
Okay. So this is made of carbon fiber.
Indeed. So there's two levels of
You can
Glassers.
get baseball bats, fishing poles,
Airplanes.
airplanes, and violins.
That's right.
Wrong string.
You got fooled by the C string.
I totally got fooled. So used to 4 strings. Rob Flax just got one of these Glassers.
Oh,
according to
good.
Sam.
Yeah, good for Rob. Oh, David Wallace is here. We were just talking about
David.
you.
Good to see you, buddy. Hey, he likes the new album.
Hey, speaking of the new album,
Score!
if anybody just showed up and you missed Vi talking about his new record,
I have a new album out as of the 1st of this month. It's called Swinging at the Savoy, or Savoy if you're less fancy.
swinging.
Swinging. And he likes his glasses and his glasses.
You might want to put them on.
Put on your glasses, David. Autocorrect. So it features me and Paul Anastasio, who is a great swing fiddler.
Is he Trey's brother?
No. But, you know, he could be in another life.
Yeah, I'm sure you've never heard that joke. Yeah.
And Albany Falletta sings on it and plays guitar. Ben Fox plays bass. It's fantastic, lots of fun. I went down to Louisiana and picked up a couple of crazy New Orleans cats and went out to meet with Paul near Lafayette, and we recorded an album. And I think you'll like it. Crawfish. There were some crawfish and some other things.
Some etouffee and some gumbo.
All the things.
Oh, yeah.
All the
I used to
things.
live down there. So that's great food. So where can people find this album? If you want to buy the album, and
if
you
you want
to buy the album.
If you want to support me the most, you can go to this address on the screen wherever. I can't.
It's hard, right?
It is really hard to point
it's
at the
not mirror
screen.
image.
Right
Yeah,
there.
it's reversed.
There. Buythefiddler.com, and you can buy a download or a physical copy.
Paul could give Trey a lesson.
And if you just want to go where you usually go, it's on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify. If you go to Spotify and you have Spotify Premium, download it and add it to your playlists and save it and all those things, because then Spotify will like me more.
Well, it's like people
It's
are
totally
like, hey,
selfish.
I listen
Thank
to
you.
I listen to your record on Spotify. I'm like, hey, thanks for the
Thanks.
0.8 cents.
I got 0.01 cents for each of those plays.
Yeah, it's literally hundredths of a cent per play that we get.
But if you download it, I'll get like 10 cents a song.
The more you know.
And you know, that's like $1.50 per album.
Yeah, which is $1.49.9 more than you get if you just stream it.
Exactly, exactly. So let's see this. See, I didn't go down to the C string that time. It didn't catch
You
me.
won't get fooled again.
You're not gonna fool me again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you're not gonna fool me again. So I gotta say, on the acoustic side, it responds really fast.
Yeah.
Like like I could play really fast without sounding muddy at all. Doesn't sound as good as like a good real acoustic violin, like a handmade luthier.
You're also
quality
paying
luthier.
$1,000 for this thing too.
Yeah, you're not paying $15,000. $15 either. So the tone of this is more like an acoustic instrument. So when I'm hearing this through the amp, it sounds more like I'm miking an acoustic instrument than I'm using a pickup.
Yeah, it's a nice sound of violin.
It is tricky with a 5-string to know which string I'm tuning here. I like it. It's, you know, yet again, a whole different experience of playing. You know, like how much I have to lean into the strings is a little more like an acoustic, kind of like, was it this one that?
The bridge.
Oh, it's the bridge. The bridge that I also had to dig into a little more than some of these other ones. But the tone it gives is more genuine to an acoustic instrument, which, if that's what you're looking for.
The fact that it is an acoustic instrument.
What?
Shocker,
That's ridiculous. Right? But, you know, like, I think this sounds, when it's played electric, sounds more like an acoustic instrument than my acoustic instrument with a Fishman pickup, you know, which tends to, you know, it sounds good, but it sounds electric-ish.
Right.
You know, so interesting thing. So what's this
So
thing?
bass and treble.
Oh.
And because it's active, all the electronics are in the chin rest. You actually get a
Look
you
at that.
actually have
That's
a
kinda
bass and
crazy.
treble boost and cut.
So you can boost or decrease volume.
Yep.
Right there.
Of treble and bass, and then volumes on the tailpiece.
Oh wow! So
Yeah, lots of knobs.
3 doohickeys
Yeah,
on one.
For the price of less than one.
That's right. 3 doohickeys for the price of one. You can't find my album on iTunes. It should be there. Try it on Spotify then if you can't find it, or go to buythefiddler.com, because I can guarantee you it is there right now. It should be on Apple Music and stuff. I definitely
Is it
know.
under Vi Wickam or Vi the Fiddler?
Oh, it's under Vi Wickam and Paul Anastasio.
Okay.
So it's under both of our names. All right.
Perfect.
Well, this is yet another instrument experience. Oh.
I'll swap you. Let's do this one.
All right.
We sell more of these than anything.
Well, that's because this violin is not $1 million.
That's right.
You may think it's $1 million.
Here's a tune if you want that.
Yes, please. Because it plays like $1 million. And I haven't even played it yet for you. But you can just imagine.
Haven't hit a wrong note yet.
Well, this is kind of cool. It
just disappears.
It disappears right in there.
It's almost like Yamaha owns.
Did you find it, Debbie?
It doesn't come in tune though. You have to tune it yourself.
And I've got to get the right string.
That's the problem with these inexpensive violins. You have to tune them every time.
Yeah, if you just bought a more expensive violin, you'd never have to tune it.
Yeah, the inexpensive ones you have to tune yourself.
Trying to get the C string in the... Sarah says, oh yeah, my YEV came from EVS. Woo! Go Sarah! So you said that this one is less than $1 million.
Less than $1 million. In fact, these two are like the ones that are right around $700, just under $700 for
Wow.
each of the two of these. So the Wave and the YEV are like the bottom of the price bucket.
And I think for that kind of price point, this is a great violin too.
Yeah.
I think the tone of it is not as strong as some of these other ones, but it plays really nice.
They feel great.
It really responds nicely in my hand. And, at that kind of price point, heck, that's fantastic.
It would be hard, especially if you needed just a backup instrument, or you're a person who doesn't play a ton of electric. Man, it would be hard. Either the YEV or the Wave. It would be hard not to own one of those.
It's a very different tonal characteristic than the NS
Yeah,
Wave.
I feel like these are brighter and those are darker.
Yeah, this is brighter and clearer, and that's a little more like woody and punchy. As far as characteristics, I think this responds a little faster and cleaner, but like that. This is probably a little more powerful.
Yeah.
So,
Now I will say the Wave or the YEV, I've got him turned down a little bit. It's the loudest instrument that we sell. They're loud, and one we do occasionally hear people say like these are actually overdriving their effects or whatever. So sometimes people have to turn the volume knob down a little bit. What he's talking about with power isn't like how loud the signal is, it's like how beefy it is.
Yeah, it's a little trebly.
Yeah, they're trebly. But that's a Yamaha thing. That's sort of that Yamaha
That's
sound.
the sound, and like I really like the bassiness of that the wood one.
Yeah. Yeah, the ForteVio.
The ForteVio.
ForteVio.
ForteVio. Who doesn't like a ForteVio?
It's not a piano view, it's a ForteVio.
It's not a pianoforte, it's a ForteVio. All right, what else do we have to try?
Let's try the 3D Various.
The 3D Various.
We got like 3 more to go.
Woo.
So y'all hang in there.
3D Various, and this is crazy.
So
Is this all 3D printed? This
so
stuff?
the wood is made on a
CNC?
5-axis CNC. The plastic part is
Wow.
3D printed. The pickup he actually makes himself. Laurent makes the
Laurent
pickup.
Bernadac.
And they do make a full 3D printed instrument. These are like $2,500 more or less for this one. They make one that's a full 3D printed, and they're like $7,000.
Woo!
Because it's 24 hours of printing, and then it's almost a month of hand sanding and shaping.
Oh, geez.
Because there's just so much.
So many pieces to.
Right.
Wow, that's something.
Yeah. So somebody asked, do we have an NS Design 4 Wave? Yes, we do. What wireless are we using? This is the Line 6 G10 wireless. We have not played a Jordan. We are sold out of Jordans. You guys bought them all. So we've got some Jordans on
I wanted
order.
to play a Jordan.
But we don't have any here.
I even wanted to wear some Jordans, but
yeah.
I didn't have any Jordans.
Yeah.
He's
All I-
retired.
all I
He's
got's
been
the
retired
Chucks.
for too long.
Yeah.
I do have Chucks, just not with me right now. This is fun.
Yeah. We got
This-
lots of questions coming in.
Cool. We got
Playing Aurora.
Playing
Oh, we
Aurora.
played an
Another
Aurora. That's
Aurora.
Mauricio. He's
Hey,
the one who makes
Mauricio.
them. Yep, Mauricio makes the Auroras.
we did play one.
We'll play another one in just a second.
Okay, we played this one.
We'll play the gold one in a second.
We'll play the gold one. It will be the gold one. It will be very nice.
Yeah, so many violins in one afternoon. That's right.
So this one is like it plays really nicely. I can tell that like the shape of this neck was made by a violinist.
Yeah.
You know, you can totally feel like the string spacing is really comfortable. You know, it doesn't feel too high or too low on the C and the E, and I don't feel like uncomfortable between the strings. So that's really great. The tone is clean and a little bit crunchy. It's not really fat. You know, it doesn't have like the Barbera, like, you know, width or breadth to the tone. But it's nice. It's a nice
Yeah, it's got
tone.
more like that classic sort of electric violin sound. Like if you think back to the Jean-Luc Ponty.
I was just thinking
that,
Ponty.
that sound, yep. So
Yeah,
if
it
you can
does have-
imagine why an electric violin made in France might sound like something Jean-Luc Ponty would play,
Yeah.
right?
All right.
It's like an acoustic electric. Yeah.
Fun times. All right, we'll play-
Mauricio, let's
We've
play.
got two more
the
to go.
other
Let's do
Aurora.
the
Let's do the
other
gold.
Aurora.
All right. Because everybody needs a gold violin.
Oh,
I mean, if the devil went down to Georgia,
that's right. I didn't even think about that.
you know, you'd think
As
that,
many thousand times as I've played that song.
you'd think that somebody would have called foul when a band of demons joined in with
I
it.
feel like that's cheating.
It's totally cheating.
That's when people start throwing money. So many people are like, I hate that song. I'm like, that song sounds like money.
It is
That
the
song
sound
sounds-
of money.
Cha-ching,
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 cha-ching. If you want to get tips and you play the fiddle, that is a guaranteed moneymaker.
I'm just trying to get paid, man.
I mean,
It's
other
got
than
all the same notes as like Bach too,
it has the same notes as every other song in D minor.
and it pays way better.
Pays way better. You know, way better than 20th century classical music.
That's right. Only 4 strings.
Well, this I don't know if this is just my imagination, but this really to me seems to be punchier than this Aurora was. Like more responsive and a little clearer.
Ah. But then you have to
Now
modulate,
it's
right?
stuck in your
Now you
head.
gotta follow it around the circle of fifths.
Nope. I'm leaving it stuck in your head. Well, that's cool. I like this one. I like this one a lot. That's a, like it plays very similarly as far as the left-hand side goes to the other Aurora, but I think this one is more crisp and responsive, which I really
think so
like.
too. Yeah.
I really like it. Thank you, Mauricio.
2 thumbs up.
All right.
Siskel and Ebert, give it.
2 thumbs up.
So here is the only mag pickup we're going to play today.
Okay. So it's a magnetic pickup.
Magnetic pickups. The rest of these are all piezo pickups.
Ah, transducers.
One of them is the Barkus Berry vibrato.
Oh, I've got a.
That should be all right. You won.
Well, it doesn't have the lip there.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Glasser.
I apologize. That's interesting.
So this is a Cantini violin made in Italy. And
it's made on the Starbucks Cantini?
yes, of course it is.
No, it is like, I really like the tone of it.
Mm-hmm.
It requires, it's in that same range as the bridge and this, that it requires a little more oomph to get it to speak, but it has nice tone. It's got a silkiness to the tone that I think is probably because of the mag pickups.
Right.
That gives
there's always that there's a thing about piezo pickups that everybody
crunchy
complains
kinda,
about, but it's
so you can feel like the bow changes don't have like that crisp clickiness that you'll hear on a piezo electric.
right.
So if you're wanting something that sounds a little more smooth, this would be a really good choice. The neck's a little fatter, a little wider than what I'm used to, but it's not so wide that I wouldn't be able to get used to it easily, I think. It's so weird to have the C string there. You know,
Like, I don't know if people know how hard it is to do what you're doing. Like, he's a 4-string guy. He's coming and he's played like 15 different 5-strings, and they're all different.
all a little bit different.
It's like being a valet driver. Like you get into each car you get into is like, this one's a Honda, next one's a Mazda, and one's a Maserati.
You know what we need? We need valet race car drivers.
That's right. You're gonna. This is a car you've never driven before.
Hop in and
Hop this
race.
thing at 200 miles an hour, and good luck.
Yeah, getting used to the string spacing on fast songs.
And like
with
each
lots
one's
of,
different.
Yeah.
Angles are different, and then never mind. There's a camera's pointed at you, and this is live stream out to the world. Yeah. Like no red light anxiety at all.
You know, I don't believe in red light anxiety, but I do believe in string levels being different heights. So we haven't tried that one yet.
So we got this one to go yet, and
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
Stratton. So this is
Yeah,
the
let's do
Wood
that one.
Violins Nashville.
Yeehaw!
The Nashville.
It's the Nash Vegas.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Vi's killing it in here, by the way. I don't think most people know how hard it is to play like 20 different violins in
This
front
is
of
a
a camera.
So funny. It is the electric violin of the day show.
That's right.
All I need to do is get Matt to send me 366.
That's
you
right.
know, for leap years.
Yeah.
you know.
Just, because
You just send me the violins. I'll record a different tune on a different violin every day
There
for
you
a
go.
year. Wow. This one's pretty good. I like it. I think the tone's nice. I think it plays easy. And I think that the neck shape is also very, very comfortable.
Mark Wood has made more than a couple of fiddles.
One or two.
Yeah.
I'm still not quite comfortable with, playing notes on the E and the C at the same time. I went for it a few times in there. I fell off the branch a couple times when I went out on a limb.
That's what happens. You try something new. start rethinking all your 4-string chords.
I
and
know, I
5-string
know, I
chords.
know. I've got to expand the chord shapes.
All right, last fiddle of the day.
But not least,
That's right. This is the Stratton. So Jeff Stratton makes these. The same guy that makes the Skull violins is an American guy that lives in Bulgaria, and this is like people think. Oh, no. This is actually it's not an acoustic violin. It just looks like one from the front. This is all carved out of a single piece of wood.
does that make him Bulgarian?
A Bulgarian. It does, in fact. Yeah. Or a marigold. I don't know. Yeah, it's both Bulgarian.
American?
No, that didn't work.
Oh, I like how this feels. Barracan.
You were thinking the whole time.
There we
weren't
go. No, this is Megan's suggestions. I like
The whole time you were playing,
Bulgarian.
you're like, what can I call this guy?
The low end on this sounds fantastic, you know.
Yeah, those bars are just fine.
And I can also feel it in my chin, you know, like. Oh, this is definitely one of my favorites. You know, it's you know, the only thing that feels a little weird to me is the string spacing down here feels a little awkward to me. But again, you know, every instrument's different and it would take a little getting used to, but the tone on this thing is fantastic.
They sound great.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Woo! That's some fine praise.
When you go back to a 4-string, you're going to be reaching for that C for the next
totally.
2 hours.
Totally. I'll keep running out of space. I'll be like, whoop. But wow, this I gotta say, there were a lot of really nice. This is the last one, right?
Mm-hmm. The last one.
There were a lot of really nice ones that I liked a lot. My personal favorites, if I had to pick 5, this one. Thank you, Megan. I really like this one, and this was by Jeff
Stratton.
Jeff Stratton. I really like the ForteVio. I
Yep.
think that's a fantastic instrument. I really like the Zeta with the jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. That's only 3 so
Three?
far,
That's only
right?
3.
That's
You
only
got
3.
2
I got
more.
2 more. Ooh. Now's where it gets really tough.
That's
because I really like the gold Aurora,
Yep.
and I like the Nashville.
Okay, you're up to 5.
But I'm not sure if those are, you know, because I also like this NS with the.
Yep.
I mean, I think, you know, if I had to narrow
Well,
down
5
to
is
6,
arbitrary. We could say 6.
6. We're going to go with 6.
My top 6.
Yeah, but you know, in there, I think my 3 favorites out of those 6 are the ForteVio, this beautiful one by
Stratton,
Jeff Stratton, and the Zeta Jazz.
You got good taste.
Well, you know, I have expensive taste.
That's what, he doesn't know what all these cost. But
I don't know
pick
what
like
they
the 3
cost.
most expensive instruments.
It's not surprising. I do the same thing in acoustic violin shops
Well,
every
everybody
time.
asks. They're like, "Well, is the expensive one really better?" And the answer is
Clearly,
yeah, they
because,
are.
I mean, I don't know what these things cost, but I guess I did pick the most expensive one.
You did.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's
This
why they
was
cost
fun.
more, because they're better.
I guess so.
Dude, that's a lot of fun. We got to do this
Yeah.
again.
Absolutely. Thanks.
So I want to send you guys, make sure you go to his website right here,
Yeah.
buythefiddler.com. This is what you're going to find when you go
Swinging
there.
at the Savoie.
And you can buy it.
Now available. Get it now.
And that's how it's done, son.
That's right.
So thank you guys for
Thank
hanging
you all
out.
for tuning in. This is
Don't
a good
forget to hit
time.
our YouTube page. Lots and lots of cool stuff. This video will be up there as well. electricviolinshop.com.
Buy more, save more. You could buy all 3 of the most expensive, nicest ones and save a lot.
Yep, they're in stock. All right. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.